What will happen after Wano? This remains one of the biggest questions currently in the One Piece community as we know from the previous One Piece chapters, Wano is soon gonna end. Well, in at least like the next 30 chapters, 35 chapters, as it appears we're finishing the third act of Wano and ending to the final act of Wano as a whole lot of stuff is happening in Wano right now. The CPO are trying to get Robin. There's only 5 minutes remaining before Onigashima arrives to the Flower Capital. There's just so much happening in Wano right now, in this third act of Wano. And when Wano finally ends, there's going to be major stuff that's going to be revealed to us as One Piece viewers, such as what happened to Sabo, all this stuff. So in today's video, I want to briefly go over what we will possibly see once Wano ends. So without further ado, let's get right on with the discussion video. So we'll first be talking about Kaido's defeat. So Kaido, we know Kaido's gonna get defeated or even killed by the end of Wano. That's been hinted at since the beginning of Wano. Even since the beginning of Kaido's debut back in Dressrosa. And when that happens, it's gonna be huge for the world. When they find out that Kaido's been defeated, it's gonna be huge. And then besides Kaido's defeat, the Straw Hats bounties. As we know, the Straw Hats bounties, there is always been a big part of the story arc when we find out what the Straw Hats bounties are gonna be when an arc finishes. Now, after Wano, as I said in my previous video, I believe the Straw Hats bounties are gonna be huge, very huge. Like Luffy will be over 4 billion, Zoro will at least have 1.5 billion, Sanji will have 1.3 billion, and the list goes on. And besides the Straw Hats bounties, we'll also see Wano finally become a protected territory to the Straw Hat Pirates, similar to how Whitebeard had all these islands that were under him. It'll also be like that for Luffy and Wano, and I can't wait to see that as well. And besides all the stuff with Luffy and Wano finally being free and Wano finally being a territory for Luffy to protect, I also believe this will be a perfect time where we finally see Yamato join the Straw Hats for the first time. Now, a whole lot of people are going to say, what about Carrot? And honestly, I don't see Carrot joining the crew, especially with how Oda has done her in the recent chapters. She's literally been a background character while Yamato continues to be heavily shown in each of the chapters. So I really do believe Yamato would join the Straw Hats, and it will happen after Wano finishes and Yamato will finally be able to sail out to sea and see the world for itself for the first time. Now, besides all the stuff with the Straw Hats and Wano, I want to go back to the Revere arc. Now, I think we're going to finally see Kuma's fate after Wano. We're going to see what happens to him. I'm really thinking that Kuma's going to die and when we find out what happens to him after Wano, because Kuma, as we know, he's a lifeless beast. He's lost his original programming, his memory to Vega Pump, and all the testing that he's endured over the years of being affiliated with the world government. So I believe Kuma is dead, and I believe the reason why he died is because he tried to save Sabo and Vivi, and he got caught in the way, or he probably Sabo possibly ended his life himself to just give Kuma peace for being turned into a slave by the Celestial Dragons. And besides Kuma, we also need to know about what happened to Sabo. Sabo is a very polarizing character in the One Piece community because a whole lot of people consider him a great character. I consider him a great character. And a whole lot of people consider him Blonde Ace, even though I don't see that whole Blonde Ace argument that a lot of people like to talk about, considering that the only similarities that those two have are being the older brothers of Luffy, being introduced during a time period where they're dealing with a warlord, and of course the same Devil Fruit. Besides that, they have different motives, different personalities, and different designs. But anyways, I believe that Sabo may have either gotten captured or he was able to escape thanks to Kuma. Now, the thing about him being captured is that I don't want it to be a rehash of the whole Ace stuff that happened in Marineford, but it possibly could have happened because if Sabo gets captured, this could be a great way for us to get the introduction to the world government finally being able to face off against the Revolutionary Army. And not just that, this could be a great way for Luffy to find out that, hey, my brother got captured, and now this would be a great way for Luffy to meet up with the Revolutionary Army to save Sabo. And not just that, this would be a great way for Luffy to finally bring in the Straw Hat Alliance for the very first time, because as we know, they're all scattered around the New World as of right now. But this would be a great time for Luffy to bring the whole Straw Hat Grand Fleet for the first time, because hey, my brother's been captured. I need to save him, or else it's going to be Ace 2.0. So Sabo's fate is very confusing, because I believe he either got captured or he was able to escape thanks to Kuma. But because of that, Kuma died. And now let's talk about Vivi and her father Cobra, their fate. This is a very big one because we don't know what happened to Vivi or Cobra either. We see in the opening part of Revere that Imu has 4 pictures. Shirahoshi that he slashed, Luffy that he slashed, and Blackbeard that he slashed. But he did not slash Vivi's card. So I believe that he's interested in Vivi in some type of way. Now, what type of way could that be? It could be Alabasta and the ancient weapon Pluton. We don't know anything about Pluton, as we know. The only thing that we know about Pluton so far in the story arc is that there was originally a device, a space warship that Crocodile talked about back in Alabasta, and then we saw in Eni's lobby that Frankie had the blueprints for Pluton, but it was destroyed. So I believe Emu might want Vivi just because of Alabasta and because of the Pluton device, wanting to know where Pluton is. And Cobra, I believe Cobra's dead. I feel like it's time to kill off Cobra. Cobra's been there since the beginning. He's very old, and I feel like the cause of reaction that the people at Alabasta got was from Cobra's death, not Vivi. Vivi's too important of a character. She's one of the most important characters in the story arc, so killing Vivi wouldn't make sense. I feel like it's the father that got killed, and after Wano, we'll see the news that Cobra was killed, and that something happened with Vivi, or who knows, there might be a scenario where Kuma saves both Vivi and Sabo, and he's the one that dies, and Vivi and Sabo are now somewhere out in the world, and no one knows where they are. And now, besides Vivi, Sabo, and Kuma, let's talk about the fates of the remaining warlords. So, the remaining warlords that we know of in the series right now are Weevil, Mihawk, Buggy, and Hancock. Now, Weevil is the safest one out of the warlords because Weevil, we don't know anything about Weevil. Weevil, we know that he's apparently the son of Whitebeard. He's proclaiming to be the son of Whitebeard, and with us not knowing that much about Weevil, he's just going to be a safe card that they're not going to take out so easily, because we know that Weevil has not done anything in the story arc, and we know that he's going to soon do something in the story arc. And there's a popular theory that I saw online where Weevil might be a product of a failed experiment from the world government, how the world government possibly got the cells of Whitebeard and they try to make their own Whitebeard, but they failed, and that's what Weevil is. That's a pretty cool theory, but let me know, guys. Do you think that theory is actually like good, or do you think that's a stupid theory that a lot of people decided to bring up? I think the theory is good, but let me know down in the comments. And now Mihawk's another popular one. Mihawk's not really a threat to the world government. Mihawk is by himself. He doesn't have a crew, and he really hasn't done anything to make the world government want to come after him. So Mihawk is also safe as well. Buggy is safe. He's literally a meme character. Nothing's gonna happen to him. He's gonna find some way to escape like he always has been in the previous arcs. And now Hancock is the big one. Hancock is the big one because Hancock, she's currently facing up against Cobra and a lot of people from the world government on Amazon Lily. And I believe that Hancock will be the one that gets captured, because it'll help fill that void of a warlord that has not been captured. Hancock fits that whole thing perfectly, because there has to be a warlord that gets captured, and it will of course be Hancock. It's gonna build a lot of suspense with Luffy finding out that Hancock's been captured and wanting to save her as well, because Hancock has helped Luffy in the past, and we all know Luffy likes to repay those people that have been greatly helped him in the past. And if Hancock gets captured, it's gonna be another culmination that's gonna lead into the final great war that we're gonna see in One Piece in the next coming years, besides the whole stuff if Sabo gets captured as well. And besides Hancock, we also talk about Blackbeard's next move. What exactly is Blackbeard planning right now in the One Piece story arc? Blackbeard, man, in my previous video, I said that he might be doing 2 things right now in the story arc. he's either going to Alabasta to get the Pluton device while there's no one there. And the other thing I said is that Blackbeard may be going to Whole Cake Island to get Pudding, because we know Pudding, she's part of the Three Eye Tribe, and we know that Blackbeard studies history, so he should know about Pudding and the Three Eye Tribe. And if he's able to get Pudding, he might be able to read the poneglyphs through her. So that's the two things that I said about Blackbeard. So is this crazy? Like, what's Blackbeard planning right now in the story? There's just so much things that we as One Piece viewers want to know about what Blackbeard's planning after Wano. And besides Blackbeard, Emu, the SSG, and their conflict with the Revolutionary Army. I believe we're going to see what is going to start the huge rivalry between those two after Wano. Because if Sabo gets captured, this will be the great catalyst that's going to start the huge war between the Revolutionary Army and the world government. Because hey, a big commander of the Revolutionary Army, the number two of the Revolutionary Army after Monkey D. Dragon has been captured. This will be a great way to start the whole war between the two rivaling empires, and it'll just be great to see the world government and the Revolutionary Army finally clashing. But there's just so much that's happening right now in the One Piece story arc that we just want to know. Because as great as Wano's been, there's just too much, man. I want to know what happened to Sabo, man. As much as Sabo gets clowned by the One Piece community, calling him Blonde Ace and all that, he's a very cool character, and I want to see what happens to him after Wano. Now, my overall thoughts on what may happen after Wano is that I believe that Kaido will be defeated. He will be defeated. Big Mom will still play a huge role in the story arc. She'll just have to retreat after her defeat as well. CPO will fail to capture Robin, but they reveal that outside of Wano, they've been there the entire time and know what Luffy and the Straw Hats are planning. We will also see that Wano will be the first country under Luffy, similar to how Whitebeard was having so many countries before his death at Marineford. And I believe that Luffy and the Straw Hats will learn of Sabo and Vivi's fate and want to go find them before it's too late. And I also believe that Yamato will join the Straw Hats fully after Wano, and it won't be Carrot. I know a lot of people want Carrot, but she's been a background character as of late. I don't see her join the crew. And as I said before, I believe Boa Hancock will be the warlord that gets captured, just to build all the suspense and worry that's going to happen around Boa Hancock's character. But guys, what do you think is going to happen after Wano? Do you believe Sabo will get captured? Do you believe Sabo is safe and he's currently with Vivi right now? Do you believe Kuma's dead? Do you believe Yamato will join after Wano? Do you believe that Blackbeard's going to like Alabasta or even to a Whole Cake Island to do something crazy? Or do you believe he's trying to recruit one of the warlords? See, that's another thing. What if Blackbeard's recruiting one of the warlords right now? What if he's trying to recruit Weevil? That'd be cool, right? Him going to go recruit Weevil. But there's just so much that we want to know right now in the story arc. But guys, if you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. Also subscribe to the channel as it helps out. And shows you would like to see more videos from me. And also comment down what you believe is going to happen after Wano, because I want to have a nice discussion with y'all over what's happening over, outside of Wano, because there's just so much, man. There's so much rich stuff that are happening right now in the One Piece story arc that we don't know of right now, and we won't know until after Wano. And after Wano, it'll be too late because all this stuff happened off screen, and we're gonna be like, damn, man. Imagine we saw this besides Wano. Like, it's gonna be crazy, man. But like, yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.